Hi folks, Dino Bob here. We're back in California Paleopark, and this time it's time for Brachiosaurus and Camarasaurus to join in. So we're going to be heading out to see them in their part of the park. We're starting at the Jurassic Overlook. They are actually going to be sharing this habitat, which has been expanded, and we're going to walk around to the new portions. This is, unless I do a sort of park overview video, this is probably the last in California Paleopark, at least for a while. Animals that were expecting to show up when I started this game have been shuffled. So I managed to get this challenge park up to 5 stars. And that was, of course, part of the goal of doing a challenge park, to see what it was like at this stage of the game. And it took a lot more animals than I was expecting. Anyway, here we are at the start of the Jurassic Trail. You can see the archway entrance there. And we're going to move down to what functions as a secondary entrance to the trail off the amenities complex to our left. Turning our heads, we see the first exhibit on the trail, which is an aviary, and in it we have Archaeopteryx trying to get a feel for a tropical sort of island where these animals apparently lived. They're known from the Solnhofen quarry, which is a Lagerstatt, excellently preserved fossils. Including feathers around several of the specimens, and even an isolated feather specimen which has been assigned to Archaeopteryx. There he goes, flying. I think I only have 2 or 3 animals in here, so not a lot of activity. All the plants were custom included. So ahead of us we see our destination, the Sauropod Safari entrance, but before that there's a little pavilion here to get a glimpse into the habitat. If you were around for the Morrison Dinosaurs episode, where I introduced the Dryosaurus and Apatosaurus in this habitat, you may have seen about this much of it, but all the stuff to the left of that area has been expanded out to add our new animals. The path is going to branch here. We're taking the side branch, just sort of to say what I had in mind, and may still come back and do, but we need a transition so you can see it. Yes, this would be the area where future attractions would be. We know Allosaurus and Stegosaurus are coming, and that would really help with the Morrison animal selection. So here's the entrance. I know I'm short on signage inside, but we've got this nice long neck sign there. This is intended to have an in and an out, although the guests won't necessarily operate that way. But we're on the entrance track, and it has its own little overlook into the newer part of the Morrison exhibit, and there's Brachiosaurus in the distance. And if we had the new come in the next update, first-person view, we could have popped over to those binoculars and gotten a better look at the dinosaurs out in the distance. But not just yet. Also, some of the driving would have been a lot smoother, such as this transition here, going down the stairs where I fell through the floor, which doesn't make a good visual. Anyway, continuing on, we walk down this corridor, open air so it doesn't overheat, and down the stairs to the landing, and you can see the animal signs to the left, and to the right there is an alcove leading to a restroom for the guests, and on the left a crossover. If someone chickens out going on the safari at the last minute, they can leave. Also, someone who might be waiting for a party can rejoin them. Now you've noticed rock appearing on our right, and you see the barrier there, separating the entrance from the exit for the vehicles. We're going to board one of these. I did not build this, by the way. Got it off the workshop. I changed the colors a little bit more for a Morrison area, and pretend we're driving since we don't have a drivable car, which would be really great to have because it was lots of fun in the demo. Anyway, we're out in the habitat now, following the track that I would envision being the main track vehicles would take through the park. You'll notice here we have scattered rock formations. The idea here is that Jeeps could dodge around these things and put them between any animal that is feeling aggressive, and keep the guests safe. And you'll see that again when we come to the end of the tour. We're coming around the bend. You can see the overlook over there, now disappearing out of sight. And we've got a good line on a Camarasaur. But our driver can see some movement in the road. It looks like there's a Dryosaur crossing the road. And it's one of the reasons the park has drivers. The animals are unpredictable, and we need reaction time. See how close we can get to this guy. They can do things like drive up to an animal, give you a better view, and get away from the animals if it's necessary. There are a couple of alternative tracks in the ground here, like this darker stuff we've been following, with the idea that there would be times the drivers need to take another route so that they don't get stepped on by one of the sauropods. So there's a Camarasaur ahead of us there, and let's stop and get a look at it. We've got an Apatosaurus moving both in the far background and the midground there. They're going in opposite directions. They used to be the only sauropods in here, and they're having to get used to having other sauropods that share their feeders. You may have noticed the feeder going back up. I think that's what's attracting some of these animals moving to the right. Sauropods tend to be pretty hungry animals. Our Camarasaurus is also kind of heading along the edge of the road and away from us. So let's see if we can get a little closer. Oh, look, there's a Brachiosaurus showing up on the left. I don't think the Camarasaur liked us getting closer. So we'll just sit here for a little bit. You can see the Camarasaur getting closer to the road. He may or may not cross. And you can see the Brachiosaurus now center screen, and one of the other Apatosaurus moving off to the left. Uh-oh, watch the tail. We don't want to get hit by that. Since this Camarasaur decided it would rather not cross the road. I don't know why that is. Maybe there's a joke in there somewhere. A very old, perhaps, paleo joke. A little bit closer to the Brachiosaurus, which for some reason are just sort of standing here, being picturesque and towering over everything else around. They're walking forward, so they may cross our path. We don't want that. We may be here for a long time, so let's see if we can scoot across in front of them. Okay, here we go. That should be enough, I think. And turn around and catch them just as one goes up on its hind legs. Getting the head in camera means we don't see the body. But up he went, or she. It's a little hard to tell. These don't have distinct dimorphism. Oh, did we offend you? Nice S-curve on that Brachiosaurus neck. The rain, of course, is making them shiny. It's not particularly heavy, but it is there. So it's about time to head toward the end of our tour. You can see the Apatosaur has, I guess, had enough of what drew it to the feeder. We'll move around, see if we get a closer look. Or maybe it's just having snacks rather than a full meal. Or not. Anyway, let's go and continue on. Oops, watch that tail, backing up. Yeah, those feature scales may not be as nasty as an Ankylosaurus club, but it's not going to do very good to our Jeep or one of us if we happen to get hit. So time to head back to the safari station, again with the rocks that Jeeps can dodge around and avoid aggressive animals. In the old demo, we used to have gates that would be able to open up and admit the Jeep you could drive, but we don't have that yet. Fingers crossed that that will be an advanced feature for the first-person version of viewing your game. So we're back inside the building. I see I need to pull some walls up, and we're going to park and get out of the Jeep. I imagine there upstairs there is an observation post for the staff to watch the vehicles out on the savanna and keep them apprised of animals moving in their directions and watch out for trouble. So as we come through the corridor, ignore the rain of course, there's a restroom for our guests coming off the ride and a restaurant which I have not yet thought of a good name for, and it would offer our guests some views outside the safari in the undeveloped part of the area. But I can see it's getting darker and darker. The clouds, of course, means sunset, or at least sunset light levels are coming sooner than expected. So we're on our way heading out. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like. You can even say so in the comment section. If you want to stop and get gifts, you can join us later. The official tour is actually over, but we're going to head on out to the exit corridor out of the building. And if you haven't subscribed already, please do. I'd love to have more people watching the videos. I had a comment on the previous one about how I don't seem to be getting a lot of views. It is what it is, but it does encourage me to keep up and continue putting out these videos. We're going to go up to take a look, up, to take a look at the aerial view using a light so that you can see what's going on. That's the safari station on the lower center part of the screen. There is animal and park facilities on the far side of the habitat, and the line there in the almost down the middle is where the old Morrison ended. So the exhibit size has just about doubled for our new and larger animals. Anyway, thanks for stopping by for a visit today. Hope to have another video next week, probably in another park, unless you tell me otherwise. You all be careful out there. Be kind to each other. I hope to see you soon. Dino Bob, signing off.